Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Combat Sports UK YouTube channel. I'm delighted to be joined by El Pistolero, Deniz Ilbay. Deniz, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. I'm now came from training home, just relaxing, doing a good interview, and going to bed.
Nice. I'm happy to have you. Thanks for jumping on. I mean, I want to start with the nickname El Pistolero. Tell us a little bit about that. Where did that come from? What's the inspiration behind your nickname?
It was 2014 at the World Cup, Soccer World Cup, and the former, I don't know if he's still active or not, the player Suarez, he shots a goal, and he always does this move. And then my dad called me and said to me, "Hey, I got a nickname for you." And I said, "Okay, what is the nickname?" He said, "As El Pistolero." And I said, "Okay, that sounds good." And then I Googled it, and it means somebody who died for the good, and now comes back at like a Mexican skeleton, and he remained good. So then I said, "Okay," and he said to me, "And when you shoot your punches from your hips, it's like somebody who shoots his revolver. It's fast like that." And since 2014, we have the name, and now I have also the tattoo 1 year later on my chest. And yeah, that's the nickname. And because of my I think I have a very aggressive Mexican boxing style, you know. So it's good. It's perfect for me.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about you, or a couple of things actually, because I've been to your fights in both Cologne and in the Festhalle in Frankfurt as well. And one thing that jumped out at me is your personal brand kind of is really quite prominent. Especially, I noticed in Cologne there was a couple of individual stands where you had people selling T-shirts and things like that with the Pistolero branding and your own brand. Like, how important has that been to you, and you know, how important has it been to build your brand and build your fan base like that, different to any other fighter that I've seen with Octagon so far?
I mean, in the first aspect, it's not for me something to make money, you know. Maybe it's not good to think like that, but my dad always says, "Now you have family, you must also think like a businessman." And I said to him, "Okay, let us do one thing. For the festival in Frankfurt, we make 100 shirts, and the 100 shirts, I think they were gone in 2 minutes in Frankfurt." And I said, "Holy, what we are gonna do now?" And then he said, "Look, for Cologne, we make 1,500 shirts." And the people came in and take the shirts, and I think it was just with the registration via email, and then you can pick up your shirt. And now the people write to me and said, "Hey, I want to buy a shirt from you. It's cool. It's a cool logo. It's a cool design." And for me, it's a nice thing to see people outside. They are wearing my shirt, my yeah, like you said, like it's like a brand. So like Christian Eckerle, when somebody wears his shirt, it's nice to see, you know. And so it goes on and on and on. I see your shirt and say, "What is that? This is from this guy. I want also a shirt from this guy." And 5 or 10 other people see the shirt and want to buy them. And I mean, they support us. If somebody is buying a shirt, it's like if you buy a shirt for a soccer team, you're supporting the team, and they support in us. And I think it's a good thing for us fighters and also for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that ties into a pretty nice question in terms of what we're building up with. How many T-shirts have been printed ready for your trip over for Octagon 58?
So we printed a lot, I think 500, something like that. But Dad said, "Okay, we can look how many T-shirts we will take with us." But I think that I mean, it's not much space. 500 shirts, it's one big box, and it's okay. I say to him, "Let us take the shirt with us." I think that there will be an public face-off or public weigh-in. If not, I mean, I can say I can make an Instagram post and can say, look, if somebody wants the El Pistolero shirt, come to the hotel, take your shirt, make a picture with me, and then we will see how many people in the arena will wear a good Pistolero shirt.
Nice. What a guy. What a guy. Doing it properly for the people. I love that. I love that mindset. I mean, it's with Octagon, it's your first trip kind of over to Prague. You've obviously fought in the German venues with them, and I can speak so highly to how good the fandom is here in Germany for Octagon fighters. How much are you looking forward to getting over to Octagon's home country, so to speak, and fighting in front of the Czech fans in Prague?
I mean, it was a Saturday morning when my manager Ivan called me and he said, "Look, you don't fighting in Frankfurt." I was very sad in the first moment because Frankfurt, like I said before the interview, I drive 2 times a week to Frankfurt and train with the MMA Spirit guys. So it's like a second home, I would say. And I was very sad. But in the next moment, he told me, "Hey, look, you will fight." Father is also my coach, and I said, "Hey, Dad, look, we can fight in Prague." And he said, "Hey, let us do it." So I mean, 35,000 people. It's a big stadium. It's the history from Octagon starts in this country, I would say. And I said to him, "Hey, look, it's also a good chance to build up a new fan base." And also, one of my favorite movies was filmed in Prague, so I think it will be a little class trip, because we are arriving with 15 people. We drive in Thursday, Wednesday night they're driving to Prague, and I will fly Thursday morning to Prague. And for me, it's more like a class trip, and I'm very crazy, man. They make good sounds and good feelings, and yeah, for me it's perfect. Oh, just 1 second. Oh,
Yeah, you're
no.
fine.
You can see me still?
Yeah, it dropped in and out, but it's okay now.
Oh, no, it's big. So I'm really excited, and I heard also that Prague has good restaurants for after the fight.
Yeah, and cheap beer as well, apparently, for after the fight. I don't know if you drink or not, but even still, that's what I hear. I mean, we're talking about one stadium. Obviously, we'll come back to another stadium a little later on, which I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But let's first of all just preview this Denis Tripsansky fight. It's his debut, or his second kind of debut in Octagon. I mean, what do you know about this fight, and where do you see this fight in terms of your legacy? Obviously, you're coming off the Corey Fry fight. After that, you were 5-0, and you'd finished in the first, second rounds. You'd had kind of a really good run up until then. Where do you see this fight kind of fitting into your MMA legacy at the moment?
I mean, it is a good fight. Tripsansky is a good fighter. I think he's a good stand-up fighter, and I think that the people will see one of the fight of the nights because he's an aggressive stand-up fighter. I'm also an aggressive stand-up fighter. And I think, I mean, a fight is a fight, everything can happen, but for me, it's normally the first fight I should do was in February in Oberhausen. But I was very ill in December. I was also in the hospital. Then they said to me, "Look, you can fight in Stuttgart." Then I said, "Okay, Stuttgart, but I want to fight in Frankfurt." "Okay, you can fight in Frankfurt." And I think 3 weeks or 4 weeks before Frankfurt, they said, "You can fight in Prague." And then I said, "Look, we can fight on Mars or on Pluto or Neptune, but please let me fight. I want to fight again. I want to stay active."
Yep.
And I think for me in my legacy, it's not just another fight, but for me, first of all, I want to bring this fight after me, and then we go step by step. And yeah, like you said, the next big stadium event is in October in Frankfurt, and of course, I want to be on this card because I think it's one of the biggest events in history, not only in Europe also in the world. I think
Absolutely.
50,000 people or 55,000 people show me another stadium that I did like that. I think just in Australia when Adesanya fought. But yeah, for me, like I said, step by step, we will bring this fight after us, and then I have another big, or my wife had another big fight, the birth of our daughter, and then we will start with the training again, and it will go on and on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, congratulations for that. Hopefully, lots of good things to come in the very near future. Yeah, I guess one of the good things about Octagon as well, especially with someone like yourself who has that following, who has that kind of local power, so to speak, within the German community, is that you can very quickly move up. Right? Should results go your way, do you look at that as a main reason why Octagon is such an appealing organization for you to continue to fight in, as in terms of you can get ranked pretty quickly should things keep going your way?
Yes, of course. I mean, after my fight with Novak, one day later, my dad sent me the rankings, and he said, "Look, you're in the rankings." And I said, "Oh, what? We won fight?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, nice." So, and yeah, I think with the fight with Corey, I would be maybe ranked in the top 6, top 7, but it did not happened like that. But that's the sport. But I think when I win over Tripsansky, after that I will fight another ranked guy in Frankfurt. But like I said, my manager Ivan, he does the stuff. I always say he's the driver, I'm the car. You know, he knows the destination and I drive. So when Ivan says do that, I do this. When Ivan says do that, I do that. So everything goes his way. And yeah, I'm not the guy who's talking too much into the future and said I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Just bring the next fight behind me, and then we rest 1 or 2 weeks, hopefully not injured, and then we will start back with training and yeah, take what comes.
Yeah, that's a good way to kind of look at it, especially in an organization like Octagon. I mean, in a perfect world, how would you like to see this fight against Denis go? And you predicted kind of a really fun fight, but have you kind of visualized what you think is going to happen?
I think this will be a finish. We are striking, or we are ground and pound, something like that. Yes. But like I said, it's a fight. Maybe when he shoots me and he runs into a choke and I have him, I will not let them out, you know. So I will take his head with me home. So, but yeah, it's a sport. But I think when everything goes like we visualized and everything else in training, I think it will be a striking finish. Yes.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Well, listen, last thing I kind of want to touch on before I let you enjoy your Wednesday evening. I know you've been training hard. The boxing. So, how do you like? It's very rare that you do see someone come over from boxing and transition so well to MMA. You often see it, obviously, the other way, right? More commonly at the moment. What do you think has been kind of like your, I guess, secret to success, but your kind of methodology of being able to transition so well? Because having the record you have and fighting in the organization, it's a really great achievement, one that you don't see very often.
I mean, it's not a secret. If the people will see my history, they will know that I started with 4 years with Muay Thai till I was 18. I have over 140 kickboxing and Muay Thai fights. So they are, I would say, in my blood. And we just changed to boxing because of an injury. And my whole life, I did everything. I did a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of grappling, everything. And I think it's not a secret. It's just, yeah, I think a real champ can adapt to everything, you know. So I also said 2021 when I said, okay, I will change to MMA. I have also one foot in the door. So if someone is coming and say, look, we want to box, or you want to box again, why not? So, but at the moment we focus at MMA. I have a lot of fun again to train the whole stuff, the whole areas from grappling, wrestling, Muay Thai, striking, And yeah, it's not a secret. It's just
Mm.
do what you do with passion and a
Mhm.
lot of heart, then you can do everything.
Yeah, and continue to round out those skills, right? I think that's a really important message there, to round out the
Yes.
skills and also be open, be available, and do what you love. So listen, man, I'll throw over to you for any shout outs you want to make, your team, sponsors, anything like that. The floor is yours, sir.
So if you want to see more from me, we are now started, I think before 2 weeks, we started my YouTube channel, Deniz Ilbay. Go subscribe it, activate the, how you call it in English?
The bell,
In Germany,
the
the
notifications.
bell, right, the bell. Activate the bell, and you will see a lot of stuff. Actually, in the next week, when we do the weight cut and everything, we will film it now at this time. And yeah, I would really happy if I have a new followers on my YouTube channel.
Nice, amazing. Let's get the followers over to the Pistolero YouTube channel. And actually, it just popped into my head. One of your teammates, Dulatov, is getting his chance in the Contender Series, I believe,
Yes.
later in the summer. I mean, just a quick word on how you think he's going to do. I saw him live. The guy's a monster, but he might be one for people who don't quite know. Go ahead.
I mean, you don't say for nothing that the UFC's Champions League, and he earned his way to the Contender Series. I think it's a good way for him to first to do the Contender Series fight, and after that he will go to the he will get a contract from the UFC. I think so, because he's a very hardworking guy. He's a very tough guy, also not only hardworking, but you must also be a tough guy, because the guys in this division, they are very strong, they're very hard, they have a lot of weapons in their back. But I think that he will do the fight lately in the second round. He will finish the fight, and then he will get the contract.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Also, the guy's an absolute monster. So, messages: subscribe to the YouTube channel, get to that Pistolero YouTube channel, show your support for the main man. And if you're ever over in Germany, make sure you get a t-shirt ordered as well, because they are bangers of t-shirts. That has been El Pistolero Denis Ilbay fighting Denis Tripsansky, Octagon 58 on the 8th of June. So as we're recording, about 10 days out, next weekend by the time this interview comes out. So make sure you tune in the UK on Channel 4 online, and in Europe on DAZN or Octagon pay-per-view online. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, my man, and it's an even bigger pleasure to be in the arena when your theme music kicks in and the crowd goes wild. I've enjoyed being there in the Cologne and Frankfurt. So thank you so much for your time.
Of course, no problem. Thank you. Bye bye.